Hey guys, just here to show you some amazing, some new strategies that I came up with as Lithuania. Really, it's just a one really big overarching strategy that I came up with, and I've been trying to get to work for a while. After digging through the wiki and just really poring over a lot of the information that was there, I finally figured out how to do this tag switch, also government switch that I've been thinking must be possible for a while, but I finally got it to come to fruition here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're gonna have to flip to Orthodox, right? You're gonna have to convert your culture to a different one, specifically Ruthenian, right? That's the second most plentiful one in your country. Should be easy enough, right? And thirdly, you're going to take a couple decisions after doing that and form a new nation. Now, in the early segment, whenever you first get in, you're gonna have to make a choice, okay? You're gonna have to either ally with Novgorod, Muscovy, or Poland. Now, Poland is an optional one. You're gonna have to fight them eventually in about 100 years, just less than 100 years. So whenever you get Tech 10, you're gonna need to fight Poland. There's there's a rare chance that you don't have to fight Poland. I'll explain what I mean in a little bit. Basically, there's a decision that depends on what ruler you have at the time that you can form this last. It's a tag switch. Basically, you have to switch from Lithuania to Ruthenia, and there's a chance that depending on what ruler that you have at the time, if he has a Diplo 5, then you're cool. You don't need to fight Poland. But if he doesn't have a 5 in Diplo, then you're gonna have to have fought Poland at some point and grabbed this little province right here. So yeah, that's the skinny of it. So anyway, you're gonna have to either ally with Muscovy. They won't ally with you right off the bat, right? You have to flip to Orthodox. You have to match their faith, and then they'll see, oh, there's a like-minded Orthodox person on our border. You see what I did there? First thing, I just straight up dropped the missionary onto this one province. I just usually go for this province. It doesn't really matter which one you go for. You gotta wait for one tick to happen. We're gonna go ahead and put up to speed 5 here, and there we go. And you see they've changed to Orthodox Zealots. So because if you go to the ledger, economy, charts, Orthodox is a simple majority when compared to all the other religions that we have in our nation. In this instance, is just Catholic that's rivaling it. But I mean, if we had 5 religions and Orthodox made up 40% and the rest one split up evenly, the rest of the 50%, that means each one would have about like 12% or something like that. It just depends on which religion is the most dominant in your country. And since Orthodox is the most dominant in this country, since the state religion is something other than that, whenever you get a zealot that is in favor of the dominant religion, then you get a unique accept demands thing. Normally whenever you go to accept demands, they say something like you have to wait 10 years or something like that, and your missionaries will be negative 10% effective for 10 years or something like that, and then business goes on as usual. But if the zealots already have, if the nation is mostly already converted to that religion, but just the state religion is different, then they let you straight up accept the demands, no issue. Your king becomes Orthodox. You don't take a prestige hit. It's beautiful. Okay. The second thing you gotta do, you just take him off the province. He doesn't need to be there. The next order of business is going to be converting. Now let me give you some provinces to look out for. You gotta, you have to ditch some estates in order to convert to Ruthenian, and that would be this one, this one, this one, and this one. So let me just quickly fast forward in time until we can get to that spot, and I'll meet back up with you when we're ready to continue with that and get rid of these estates. Alright, we're back here. It's November 14th. 1445, we can now get rid of the estates. Reason why I was talking about these two over here is that they just now got into a war. Muscovy will always declare a reconquest war against Novgorod in the opening part of the game. You plus Novgorod have enough to overpower Muscovy and possibly beat him into submission and keep Russia from forming, and keep Muscovy, weak for the whole game. You could, at this point, he's friendly to me, since I just flipped to Orthodox, right? I could ally him and use him to keep people from keep people off my back while I invade Poland, but I find maybe possibly like allying Poland early on, staying their ally, getting a Jagiellon on their throne. I find that tends to be a bit more my pace, because then when your dynasty's on their throne, you can start fabricating on them. Wait your truce timer of 5 years, grab these two provinces, wait a little while longer, and then wait until you can claim their throne, and then an all-in-one war, claim their throne, and take the PU over them, while telling them to revoke the cores of these two. Alternatively, you could, in that first war, to make the peace deal less, if you completely 100% them, I think it's possible to take Moldavia and Mazovia off of them in the same war, because it makes it, if you take the transfer subject thing, the transfer subject thing is half cost. So Moldavia will cost 25, Mazovia will cost 25, and then this one's already your religion. This one's 25% your religion. You just gotta embrace it. And then that would make the next war in PUing them a whole lot easier, because then it's a whole lot less war score. Anyway, back onto the main topic. We're going to now get rid of the estates that are destroying our country. We have so decreed it from on high, and we need to go over to the estates and seek their support and appease them right before we demolish them, such as the Lithuanian way. So we're going to do this number. We have to do it in this specific order just to make sure that the provinces don't revolt, there's no issues, and the clergy don't murder us in our sleep. One thing we can do right off the bat is you can destate this province. There's nobody lurking in there. You can destate this province now as well. We just took everybody out of there. And this province is perfect for making a state. This one is also perfect. 8 Ruthenian dev. That's perfect. Just what we needed. And this one has 10 Ruthenian dev. The Ryzanian dev in this province doesn't really matter so much, because the rest of it is gone out of the country as of us getting rid of this estate. The next one on the menu is these two provinces right here, Minskas and Mazirus. You can just straight up take these away. In between doing that though, let me go ahead and destate this. The last province that we have to do is these two right here, last two provinces. But you can't go ahead and take them off because they're already really low in terms of obeying you. So you have to kind of give them a bit more land for the time being. So like maybe that one, and it keeps them from rebelling. So if you take away the small province first, they're still a little bit rebellious. So let's go ahead and give them one more province so they don't rebel in our faces. I mean, you could go ahead and quell that. I don't really see a big issue in fighting that. It's just that I'd like to avoid draining my manpower as much as possible, because we're gonna need it in a little while probably. In terms of replenishing our forces and whatever after all this goes on. So we've gotten rid of the estates out of here. We can go ahead and destate it. And we open up our government tab, and what do you know it? 54% Ruthenian. Click the button, yes. So we get all new province names, and we can hit this button over here. So now, because we are now in the Eastern Slavic culture group, there are a unique set of decisions we can take. Let's go and look. Adopt autocratic administration. That seems something uniquely Russian. I think it is something uniquely Russian. Interesting. So I need just one stability, and I can Do what? I can embrace Russian principality? Isn't that amazing? Let's go ahead and do that. That sounds like something we want to do. Let's go ahead and do that. So now we have Russian principality as our government. And now what's unique about this is that you could just form Ruthenia normally, and you get your nice, you get your nice empire status. But if you're a normal, kingdom, monarchy, whatever, it's not going to carry the same weight with the same amount of benefits. But by accepting that decision early, by flipping Orthodox, it was all setting it up so we could hit that decision. And now when we reclaim our Ruthenian legacy, we get automatically upgraded to Tsardom, and we get a whole bunch of unique modifiers as well. So I mean, you could play as Catholic Ruthenia, but personally, I feel like this is taking as much advantage of your situation as possible, forming a dominantly Orthodox nation. So now for the next 90 years, 80 years until Tech 10, admin Tech 10 rolls around, you're gonna have to find a way to survive. Unfortunately, I don't have that part worked out yet. Muscovy is probably your best bet for survival, but you probably want to fight him early, so maybe you save this strategy, all the internal stuff going on, for after you fight Muscovy. But this is not where it ends. Let's go ahead and look at that decision one more time. You see, one of the following must be true: Kiev, Halix, Volhynia, and Kryvyi Rog must be core provinces, or two of them are, and you have a diplomatic skill of 5. So depending on the rule at the time, you can just flat out accept that idea. On the safe side, I would just find a way to route that into your campaign somehow, going to war with Poland for a brief time to take some tributes off of them or something like that. Also, maybe early on you want to call Poland in on this war against the Teutonic Order and Livonian Order. When you ally them, you get claims on all of the Livonian Order, and you can expand out here to your heart's content. There's no one going to get angry at you because Novgorod will be dead, and Muscovy will be your friend. Muscovy won't won't rival Poland because Poland's too far away. So you can just generally enjoy a really good time there. I'm going to go ahead and give myself admin tech 10 so that I can just go the whole extra mile on this thing and show you what's going on. So own Vince. I hope I did not spell that right at all. I wasn't even looking. Okay, 261 is the code for nope, it's own core. There it is, 261. So having gained that, we can now hit this button and get these new ideas. Now, they're not that much better. In fact, some ways they're actually worse than Lithuanian ideas. However, they work uniquely well with the Russian government type in that you get base, the traditions will give you plus 15% national manpower modifier, and the Tsardom government, which you automatically upgrade to for free, will give you plus 20%. So it's fine. You just have a base plus 35% national manpower modifier with the yearly absolutism and stuff coming in whenever Age of Absolutism kicks in. In the meantime, you got these nice ideas to enjoy. You got the Cossacks, which are really the most mediocre out of all of the Lithuanian to Polish ideas, but really it's still really nice. You go and get this Years of Separatism is really nice during Age of Absolutism from like 1600 onward. I live and die by this this idea right here. This is just nice. The global trade power is okay. The Tons of Heretics is actually pretty clean. Not gonna lie. You really miss that. Orthodox is naturally tolerant, but you can get some really good usage out of that, especially if you don't go humanist or something like that. If you go religious, which by the way, very much recommend going religious because you're going to be Orthodox. There are no religions in the game. There's the countries in this area and a few countries in this area are the only ones that ever go Orthodox in the entire game. You can fight all of Europe with the Holy War CB, and it would be beautiful. Whenever you get to the Age of Reformation, you take other religions' cost of provinces, war score cost minus 20%, and you can just wipe everybody with it, and that's before even the Age of Absolutism. So you could absolutely world conquest with this strategy. Before you form Ruthenia, you will want to build a fort in Kiev, because that will be your new capital. Yeah, you get really nice ideas here. I mean, if I had to suggest a route, I would say religious, economic, offensive, defensive. Those are all really good ideas to take. Anything that boosts further your cavalry combat ability, like quality or aristocratic. Personally, I'd go quality. I mean, you hit him with the military drill, the morale of armies, plus the cavalry combat ability. The early game is defined by cavalry and morale. So if you can win in that case, I mean, like for the first half of the game, you can just smoke them. So I would go ahead and build that as Lithuania before you flip, and then afterward you can take anything. The next ones I would go would probably be administrative, but you're going to be spending a lot of money on a lot of admin points researching admin tech. You're going to want innovative at some point to take with that quality that I suggested earlier and get that killer policy. By the way, I'm playing in the current patch, which is England 1.25. So Dharma has not yet come out as of me recording this. So best of luck in doing this in the future. If things have changed, use your own discretion when it comes to updating this blog or this guide for whenever new updates get brought to the game, something changes. But yeah, that's really all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my crazy ramblings about this idea that I've been having for months now. Thank you. Thanks again, really though. And with that, I'm gonna get on out of here. Peace.